Alright, I wanted to do a toolbox tour. This is a KRO 48-inch deep snap-on double bank toolbox, stainless steel top. Got my chargers here. Got the Mac half-inch cordless. This thing's a beast. And of course the 14.4 volt lithium lineup. I got 3/8 cordless ratchet, impact, and a light. They're awesome. I have the older style NiCad screw snap-on gun. I want to upgrade. I want to make it to where I only have 2 chargers, this one and this one. So I'm looking at getting rid of these 2 tools right here. This is the Matco 1/4-inch cordless impact. This thing is awesome. I actually I get more use out of this than I do this, just because I've had it much longer. And also I bought the entire 1/4-inch set, including swivels, short wells and deep wells. It was like 500 something bucks when I bought it. It was a good set and it works for most situations. I like the fact that the gun fits in most places. But anyway, this is just a snap-on bag that I got with my 3/8 impact. I actually put my power strip and all the other cables and stuff in here. It's just a way to keep it hidden. This light, or this fan right here, I want to get the snap-on fan, the one with the LEDs. It tells you the time and all that stuff. But I had this lying around, and it's springtime here, or a little bit past springtime, getting ready to be summer. So it gets kind of hot here in the shop. We don't have AC, but we have heat for the winter. Just a miscellaneous tub of bolts and stuff. No, these are not leftovers. These are just things I've collected over the years, and every now and then I dig through here to find something if I need it. Phone, obviously, to call service advisors, or if somebody pages us. I got my Matco big pry bar. I just keep it right here because it doesn't fit in the box. I can make it fit in the box, but it just take up too much space, so I just leave it here. My half workbench, I'm over here in the corner, so I don't get a full workbench, but it's pretty nice, nice and stout. I just keep my flues down there, my oil bottle, and then my workspace usually is filled with parts, and then I just use my toolbox and my roll cart as my working surfaces. I got this from a friend. Fortunately, he passed away a few months ago from cancer. I went to his house and I picked this up about 2 weeks before he passed away. So I do use it. It's covered in pollen. I do use it quite a bit, actually. Up here I just keep pens and random plastic silverware. My Bluetooth speaker, which I do use, is pretty awesome. I got this from Walmart for like 89 bucks. Works great. Nice and loud. Battery lasts a long time. 12 hours, I think it is. Cheap Craftsman. Chargeable light. Calendar. Yeah, I know it's December, but it says December, but I don't really use it. It's kind of just there. My gloves. These gloves are awesome. 9mm. I get these from Harbor Freight. They're like 12 or 13 bucks for a pair of 25. Yeah, 50 gloves, so 25 pairs. They work great. They usually last me a few days. Miscellaneous stuff up in there. Every now and then you'll need some of this stuff. I got some fuses and relays, which I also have more of in the toolbox in my electrical drawer. Valve covered tops. A couple plastic rivets. These things are expensive. These are like 5 or 7 bucks a piece. Every now and then I'll get extras. I'll keep them. Just random stuff that you might find you may need, which I have needed some of these valve stems. And of course license plates, or license plate screws. I work for a Chrysler dealership, so they use these 10mm screws. These things are awesome, more for just license plates. I use them for a lot of things. I got this from Snap-on. This thing's awesome. It's a key holder. And it comes with little plastic, or not plastic, stickers for labels. I made these labels myself, but numbers come with it though. Got it for waiting on customer authorization, waiting on parts, waiters or non-waiters that I can take my time with, and then waiters, people that are waiting in the customer lounge. I don't lock it in case somebody needs a key, but I do close it at the end of the day. I got a little magnet here. I could probably take this tape off because I glued it up here. It just helps keep the door open so the wind doesn't blow it open. There's my air hose, more random bolts. Alright, here's the toolbox, the top drawer. This is where I keep all my sockets and extensions and air tools. Got 1/2 inch up here. I got this tray right here is metric, all metric. This tray right here is all standard, 1/4 inch. There's my Matco 1/4 inch set I was telling you about, and metric as well. I got the standard 1/2 inch impacts from eBay. They're great, and of course they're lifetime, so I've actually replaced a couple of them because they were too mushroomed out. They kept falling off my impact. I got snap-on mid-depth. Bought these off of Craigslist from a guy, 60 bucks. Goes from 10 to 19. I use this quite a bit. Random 1/2 inch chromes. I don't have a whole bunch of 1/2 inch chromes, just these ones. I really find that I don't really need chromes for 1/2 inch. Just random 12-point 1/2 inch chromes, which I do find myself using quite a bit. 1/2 inch 3/8, short wheel, deep wheel. Again, this is metric, this is standard. These are metric impact swivels, snap-on. A random assortment of wheel lock keys. I don't have a whole bunch because I don't keep customers' wheel lock keys, but these are just extras that I found lying around, and I just keep them for, I've actually had to use those a couple times. Axle nut set OEM, by OEM, goes from 27 to like 30 something. Here's my Allen and Torx socket set and inverted Torx socket set. Bought this from Snap-on, Blue Point. It's a $300 kit. I keep it in here versus keeping it in the blow mold case, just because the blow mold case takes up more space, and also I just like having them laid out like this, organized. And I got 1/2 inch extension snap-on, 3/8 extension snap-on, 3/8 impact extension snap-on, my 1/4 inch set. These are wobbles, all these are just regular. And then I got my 1/4 inch ratchet, Matco, 3/8 ratchet, Matco, snap-on, 3/8. This thing is awesome. I got the high vis because I thought it was cool. Not that I leave my impacts underneath hoods and all that, but I just thought it was cool. Mac Tools air hammer, which came with bits. Snap-on 3/8. This is the MG 325, I think it is, and then the MG 725 1/2 inch. This thing's pretty cool. I got the silencer on it right now because I find I don't need the extra 100 foot-pounds or 200 foot-pounds, whatever this takes away from the gun. I find myself not needing it, and I just like it being a little bit quieter. And I got Mac straight and 90-degree angle grinder, which I've used quite a bit. There was a buy one get one deal. And I got random cookies and whiz wheel discs and cut off wheel. Air tool oil. I just oiled my tools on Friday before I left. And I got the drill that came with the Mac 1/2 inch drill bits, which are awesome because they're lifetime, which is the reason why I bought this, and this is just an extra thing that I got with it. I bought these from the pawn shop, and they're like adjustable sockets, I guess. It was kind of a gimmick, but she only wanted $5 for all of them, so I grabbed them. Torque sticks. I do torque my wheels. I have a cordless, that Mac cordless 1/2 inch gun that I use. I only use them to take the wheels off. I never, unless I'm out in the parking lot, I don't ever zip them on with the electric impact, just because I don't want to ruin lug nuts or warp rotors. So I do torque my wheels using torque sticks. I don't use a 1/2 inch torque wrench. I just find it cumbersome to pull out and torque every lug nut by itself. So I just use torque stick. It's better than using nothing. Bought this light from Batteries Plus. It's actually pretty cool. It's really bright. It uses 4 AAA batteries. It's kind of dim right now because I need to replace the batteries. But it also slides out and it has a magnet on the bottom, so it comes in handy. 1/2 inch ratchet, which is my breaker bar as well as my ratchet, because this thing's pretty tough, and also it's lifetime, of course, so I'm not too worried about breaking it. A few cheap 3/8 extensions, just keep them here as extras. My Blue Point tire pressure gauge, I really like. Should always torque the wheels and check your tire pressures. It's just a courtesy thing for your customers. Your customers expect it of you. If you're doing a half-ass job, then why the hell would the customer bring the car to you? It's just little things that count, but the customers really like. Matco spark plug sockets. These are awesome. These are the wobble. These really come in handy. I really like them. I usually zip out the spark plugs with my either my cordless ratchet or my cordless 3/8. Bunch of adapters. There's a 1/4 inch swivel that came with my Matco set. Just a random different adapters. You got chrome swivels. Alright, first drawer's done. Second drawer is my wrench drawer. I'm looking at trying to organize this a little bit better, just because I want to be able to pack this toolbox to the max before I decide to upgrade. And I think when I do upgrade, I'm going to get a top box, get rid of the stainless steel. My Snap-on dealer said he'd give me around $700 to $800 for it as a trade-in towards the top box. Just depends on and if I can afford it, the payments anyway, because I don't have enough to pay up front. Gear wrench set with the extra wrenches, the larger sizes, 22, 24, 25. I actually got this as a set for like $136 on eBay. They sell the standard set for like $99.99, and you get the extra wrenches as well. This is awesome. I found myself not really needing the standard set right now. I mainly use this. These are good enough for now. And I got my ratchets, 3/8. I don't know the length, 18-inch maybe, with a comfort grip. I really like this one. I use this one. This is also 3/8 Snap-on, all chrome. I use this for like dirty, oily work because it's easy to clean up, and I don't want the rubber to swell. Same thing with my 1/4 inch ratchet, comfort grip, and then I also have one in all metal for dirtier jobs, or sometimes you just need extras, you know. I found myself for the Chrysler, we have the airbag recalls, and I use one ratchet inside of the vehicle and I leave it in there, and then I just use this one for when I'm actually disassembling the airbag and putting it back together. That way I don't have to bring the ratchet with me. Blue Point bits. This set, I use the fuck out of these. This is awesome. Although Matco had a 100-piece set with a ratcheting screwdriver, well, yeah, 100-piece. It might be a little bit more than 100-piece. I'm thinking of the price. The price was $99.99. But I use the fuck out of these, especially with my screw gun. Actually, I bought the screw gun and the bit set at the same time. And then, of course, I got my little Matco ratcheting bit driver, which I use a lot, especially on 3/6 cylinder heads. I just put a 19mm socket on there and a 6-inch 3/8 extension, and it gives me a little bit more leverage to break that little torque screw, which is usually pretty tight if nobody's ever been in the head before. Metric Craftsman, standard Craftsman, standard KD, 12 points. It's always good to have 12 points, even though I prefer 6 points. There are many situations where you need 12 points because it indexes a little bit better than the 6 points, because you only have 6 sides on the 6 points, and you have 12 points on the 12 points, or the 12-point wrenches. Random 3/8 stuff. I got a 1/2-inch breaker bar, which I guess I don't really need, but I don't want to take it home when I got room in my toolbox here. Unless I absolutely have to get rid of them, I won't. This is a Cobalt 3/8 I got from somewhere, I don't remember where. Duralast, I think. Random chrome vanadium, random chrome vanadium. This is a Craftsman one. I actually like this one because it has a locking button on it, but I found myself using the Snap-ons more and not needing that one. So these are my larger size wrenches, which I find myself using every once in a while. Actually, the only one I've ever used was the 1-inch one so far. And these are Snap-on, non-flank drive, because I don't use them that much, and they are a little bit cheaper. But I paid like over $700 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wrenches, which I barely use. If I had known that, I probably would have gone with something a little bit cheaper. But you know what, man? Tools are for life, so they'll last me a lifetime. I don't plan on selling my tools if I ever get out of this profession, unless I absolutely have to, of course. Tools are for life. Cheap line wrenches. I have gear wrench line wrenches, which they're pretty good. They're kind of thick compared to something like Snap-on, but they're not bad. I've used them quite a bit. Bought the whole standard and metric set for like $50 off of Amazon. Craftsman Allen wrenches, which I don't use too often. I usually use my 1/4 inch bits more than I do these, but they're just good to have. These are T-handle Allens I got from my dad. I don't use those at all. I think I've used them like once. And this is like a random Allen key thing, which I thought was really cool. I keep this in here, and I've actually used it a couple times. But sometimes it's better to just have the long shanked ones. I can use those. These adjustable crescent wrenches came with my plier purchase I made from Mac. You bought the plier set and you got the crescent wrenches for free. snap-on 12-point specialty wrenches. I don't know what you call them, but they have the curved neck on them. I've never used these, but I got them from my grandfather, so I keep them as a sentimental thing. I'm sure one day I'll find a use for them. And these are awesome. You know, every manufacturer makes their own version. These are from Carlisle, meaning from Napa. They were on sale for like a little bit over 100, I think. Yeah, it was definitely over 100, but it was like between 100 and 130 or something like that. $118, I think it was. I got them for lifetime warranty. So if I ever need to, there's a Napa down the street, just send it to them, or they'll order me another one, and I'll bring the broken one to them, and they'll exchange it. And these are great because they give you leverage. They're double-sided, so I got 19 on this side and a 17 on this side. It's an offset, and it's reversible. It has a button on the side, right there. I know it's kind of blurry. Right there. And they're spline drives, so they fit on a lot of different fasteners. I use this set quite a bit. That's it for the wrench drawer. Next drawer down are my pliers drawers. Plier drawer. These are the Mac Tool pliers I was telling you about. These are what the crescent wrench came in with this set. It was like $100 set or something like that. Irwin vice grip channel locks. They're okay. I think I might invest in some Knipex. They're okay though. And my Mac Tool dealer warranties these, so if they break, I could just send it to him. This is a channel lock. Hose clamp pliers. They have the little grooves cut in them. These come in handy. I just bought these little cheapo Pittsburgh from Harbor Freight. I find myself every once in a while needing these tiny vice grips, and also working here at Chrysler, a lot of freaking hood struts are always bad. So I use these. If they're bad, I'm not worried about marring the, you know, the shaft. So I just put these on there to help keep the hood up. I also have a hood prop, but it sucks. I need to get another one. Snap-on snap ring pliers. Don't use these a lot, but I found that when I need them, I fucking need them, and I don't like having to borrow. You know, the rule of thumb, you know, you borrow a tool 2 or 3 times, you should bind your own. So that's what I did. I bought my own, and I'm glad I did. Hey, where the hell's my other? One of my coworkers still has my duckbill snap ring pliers. I'll get them from him on Monday, tomorrow. Comes with a miniature plier set that came with this set. Can't remember how many pieces it was. And they got random stuff here too. I got some tin snips, some long dikes, 2 larger vice grips, push pin separator tool, which is really awesome. I use that a lot. Hose clamp, needle nose pliers. I really like those. They come in handy a lot. And then here's some cheap random stuff I just keep in here because I have the room for it. If I need to get rid of it, I will. That's the plier drawer. This is the screwdriver / pry bar drawer. Snap-on screwdrivers. I had this set. It was a very large set, and I got these from Napa Tool Convention a few years ago, and it was a nice starter set. And I still have these Torx screwdrivers from Carlisle because I haven't purchased the Snap-on version, and I don't really feel like I need to. I might. I probably will. Just depends on money. But yeah, these are all the Torx. I got a little magnetic strip here just to help keep them in place when I close the drawer. Cobalt miniature Torx thing. I think I used this to fix an iPhone or something once. Craftsman picks, Cobalt inspection mirror, and magnet. These are awesome. You can call me lazy if you want, but if I drop a bolt and it's underneath the car, towards the middle of the car, I'll grab this instead of trying to, you know, fit underneath the car to grab the bolt. Works smarter, not harder, right? Yeah, so they got the little stubby flat blade and Phillips, and it's got an assortment of Phillips and flat blades. This is an older flat blade that I had found on the side of the road. It was beat up pretty bad, but of course it's Snap-on, so my Snap-on dealer replaced the shank for free. Lifetime warranty. So I use it as like a pry bar / screwdriver. Matco long Phillips head screwdriver. I use this a lot for 3/6 cylinder heads, and as well as if I drain the cooling system, because they have plastic bleeder screws, and this fits right down in there really easy, so I don't have to stick my hand in there and possibly get burned or nicked by the serpentine belt or any of the pulleys or anything like that. Interior tools, these really help. I broke the end of this one, but I just cut it off and I kind of ground it so it's kind of somewhat smooth, and it still works. Still wedges in between the door panels and stuff and pops the little plastic clips out very well. These are hose picks from Amazon, cheap set. I don't really feel the need to get a snap-on one or a Matco or you know, a truck brand, because these do well. Only thing I wish it came with was a straight one. I've actually found myself needing a straight one every once in a while. I have to borrow it or just use a screwdriver, which sometimes doesn't always work. Miniature Phillips and flathead set that came with the Carlisle set I showed you. And then here my Matco pry bars, which I use the fuck out of. And I found this snap-on one underneath of a Honda CRV, underneath the hood, and I kept it. And then also here, more interior tools. These things are fucking awesome, especially this long ass one right here for a Christmas tree push pins, or just push pins in general, especially when you're doing under hood work and your hand, you don't have to squeeze your hand into tight places. This thing just reaches in there, and it has a lot of leverage, so it pops them out really easy. Actually, I have people come and ask to borrow this because nobody else in the shop has this stuff. Let's see, this is kind of like the random puller slash inspection tool slash chisel drawer and files, snap-on files. Nothing beats a snap-on file, man. Those cheap knurled files that you can get from like anywhere don't compare to this. These actually cut metal, actually shaves away metal, not just rubs it away. These are really nice. It's like a $150 set. I'm glad I bought them. Cheap punches that I got from my grandfather. Random O-rings. Here's the blue prop I was telling you about. This is Matco. This thing sucks dick. Oh shit, I wish I didn't get it. And I lost a little plastic piece that goes to the top. Seal puller. I like this one because it indexes. It's not just a regular straight one. You can adjust it with this pin right here, and you can move it back or forth depending on what you need. It gives you a lot more leverage in tight spaces. You always got to have some kind of wire brushes. This is a nylon brush. This is brass. This is steel. Come in handy. These saved my butt the other day. I had a used car, a Cherokee 2015, 2016 I think, and it had wheel locks on it, but the customer didn't have a wheel lock in the car, the previous owner. So they came in here for a used inspection, or a used car inspection, and I had to get the wheel locks off. $139 for these, but I told my dealer that if I could borrow them and it worked, I would buy them, and it worked, so I bought them. I had to warranty 2 of them because I beat the fuck out of them trying to get those wheel locks off. But you know what, it worked, and a coworker of mine used it the other day, and it worked for him. So I'm glad I bought them. I don't have a huge set, but I like the fact that this is like a flip socket type, 1/2-inch drive, and it came in handy. Chisels. These are the air chisels that came with my air hammer, my Mac air hammer. These are this has a handle for just to use with a regular hammer, and you could put it on a pickle fork or a separating fork, or what you want to call them. And it also has an adapter for the air hammer. Those come in handy. Those are Snap-on. What brand is this? I bought it from Snap-on. Not 100%. No, I bought it from Mac Tools, or Matco, excuse me, because I bought it at the same time I bought this puller set, which is what most Chrysler vehicles use. This uses the 3-draw puller, and I kept borrowing a coworkers of mine, so I decided to just buy my own. Cheap bit set, I think I got from AutoZone. Snap-on punches and chisels. These are awesome. I sharpen these with my Snap-on files, which, like I said, they cut metal. They don't just rub the metal away, so they're really handy. These are really handy as well. These are my precision measuring tools. I don't have a dial indicator, standalone dial indicator with a magnetic base like you'd use for a rear end job. I need to buy one though. This is measures an inch. These are Central Tools. This is Central Tools dial indicator. Not dial indicator, dial caliper. I just bought some quick disconnect tools. I wanted to get the set, but you know what? I just got these because I barely use them. So we'll see how it goes. If I need more quick disconnects, I'll get more. And I just put them in here because they didn't come in a case. They came in a plastic mold, plastic case, clamshell case. So I just put them in here. for storage. Scraper, which I use for state inspections. There's another dial indicator. This is metric and centimeter, or millimeters and centimeters. Here's a micrometer I got from my grandfather. And that's it for this drawer. Here, this drawer just became a whole lot heavier because of the 3/4 inch set that I got from a pawn shop for $100. Cheap as dirt. Easily this set coming like this would have cost a few $100s, if not more, and I got it for $100. I was stoked. Everything in here is Craftsman. It's not like mismatched or anything like that. 3 extensions. This one, and this one. The actual 3/4 inch ratchet, and it came with a full set of 12-point 3/4 inch sockets. I marked the 1 7/16 because I use this a lot on Chrysler trucks, doing rear end jobs, crushing the crush sleeve. Pinion nut is usually 12-point, and also a 1 7/16. Got my hammers. Here are the Matco drills bits that I got that are lifetime. I've already replaced one, not because they're shitty and it broke, but because somebody was using it and they broke it, which is why I don't really lend these out too often. Only reason I did it that time was because they are lifetime. Matco extractor set, left-handed drill bits and extractors. I have not used this set yet, I haven't had to, thankfully, but this is another one of those things that a lot of people don't like to let others borrow because they break easily. The only thing that's warranted in this is the larger size drill bit. I'm not sure about the larger size extractor, but I know the larger size drill bit is warranted. Everything else is not. You have to buy another bit every time you break them. Gloves, work gloves. I just threw away a pair of Matco gloves that were torn up. These are DeWalt ones. These are starting to get torn up. I think I was using a hammer and I cut right through the fabric because I almost smashed my finger. I got these as a gift for Christmas a couple years ago, and I'm going to start using these for tire work. And then I got my heavy duty, which I got from Harbor Freight, rubber knuckle pads and all that stuff. I'll use for like alignment so I don't bust my knuckles when trying to break tie rod jam nuts loose. Self-locking tape measure, always a good handy tool to have. A heat sleeve, and then all my hammers. I don't really know the weights. I got this one from my grandfather. I got this one from my grandfather. By far, I use this the most. I think it's a Stanley. Yeah, it's a Stanley hammer, ball peen hammer. Small one, which I actually use a lot too, and then the big, which 48, I think. What's the weight on this? 56 ounce dead blow hammer, and 48 ounce dead blow hammer. I didn't bother getting the smaller one. This is the biggest one they have, I believe. I did not bother getting the smallest one because I figured this would be enough, and most of the time I just use the big one. Anyway, cheap step down drill bits I got from Harbor Freight. I had to borrow from a friend one time for a recall for the 2.4 World engine, and I figured I'd just buy my own. It was cheap. It's like $6 or $7. Ladies foot pry bars, an alignment tool, rigid crescent wrench, not crescent wrench, pipe wrench. I use this for inner tie rods because I don't have an inner tie rod tool, and as well as sometimes for alignments, especially on Jeep Wranglers. It's a rigid, which means it's lifetime. Rigid pipe wrenches are lifetime. You just bring it back to Home Depot and they'll replace it. Cheetah bar and sockets as to down, and I got my 3/8 and 1/2 inch Tech torque wrenches. I paid full price for this one. They're really handy. I do like the positive feedback from the click type torque wrenches, especially if you're going to torque your lug nuts with the torque wrench, which I don't. I use a torque stick, so this is really nice. And then the 1/2 inch, I only paid $1 for because my Snap-on dealer basically gifted it to me for buying the toolbox. So I paid $1, which is awesome. I use that quite a bit, especially for cylinder head jobs. That's it for that drawer. This is probably the second heaviest. Yeah, second heaviest. The hammer drawer, second heaviest drawer, thanks to the 3/4 inch ratchet and socket set that I bought yesterday. This thing, I need to get rid of this thing. It's cool. I got it from Amazon. It's a coolant pressure tester kit, and I got it because I really wanted one, a coolant pressure tester kit, because I kept borrowing other people's, and this was fairly cheap, and it came with a lot. Now, this is something I would think that somebody that works at an independent shop would use a lot. I don't. I use mainly these because I work at Chrysler. These are the kinds of tops that you use, or adapters that I would use. So I'm thinking about trading this in. My dealer said he'd give me $100 trading credit for this thing, and I'd probably gonna buy a Snap-on one eventually. I'm not right now, but it comes with all different adapters. It's a quick disconnect style. This is the relieve the pressure, and then you have a quick disconnect style right here, which is actually pretty handy, but it just creates another weak point for lose air pressure. So and this is a coolant system filler tool, which actually works. It's plastic and it's bulky, but it works. Anyway, so I'm probably gonna trade this in. I just don't know. And it takes up a ton of space in my toolbox. Look at all that space I could. If I had the Snap-on one, it'd fit like right here. And then I have all this extra space to put shit in here. So that's another reason why I want to get rid of it. It was great for a while, but I barely use it. I bought these today or yesterday because I needed some, and I didn't have any, so I had to borrow a coworker's. So I bought a little cheap set. I used it to clean the rim, a steel wheel for a Jeep Liberty that had been sitting out. It was a body shop car, and I replaced a bunch of suspension parts on it because they were in an accident. I think the lower ball joint snapped, and he gave me Tommy from the body shop gave me a steel wheel which had been sitting outside, so the bead was rusty, and I didn't want the tire to leak, the bead to leak. So I cleaned the bead free of rust using a wire wheel brush and my drill, and it worked fairly well. Block tester. This is actually the shop's, but it's sitting in a cabinet in one of the downstairs offices over there behind that yellow toolbox, and nobody was using it, and I borrow our friends all the time, so I decided to put it in my toolbox until somebody needs it. I doubt anybody really knows that it's here, so anyway, it's in my toolbox if anybody needs it. Zip ties, random assortment. I need to organize these, and I have different plastic pieces, different jobs. I got some compound paint for doing patterns on ring and pinion gears when you're building a rear end. I bought this set yesterday as well. This is part of my Harbor Freight haul. I hope to use it tomorrow if the customer, because I had to turn a customer away because the shop didn't have the supplies I needed to do headlight restoration. So I bought my own little kit. We'll see how it goes. Also from Harbor Freight, brake bleeder set. Works really well, not just as brake bleeder. It says not to put anything other than brake fluid in here, but I use it for everything. Coolant, oil, whatever I need to evacuate, I use it for this. And then I just clean it with hot water. I don't use brake cleaner or anything because I don't want it to ruin the rubber hose. So I just use really hot water, and I fill it up like 2 or 3 times, and then dry it out as best I can. I shove a rag in here to help absorb any moisture when I'm storing, and also because I don't want it to be all in my toolbox, any fluid left over. These red caps come from gas tanks on Chrysler vehicles, especially for 300s and Chargers and Challengers. I don't use this anymore because I got a different gauge, compression gauge set. This is going to be a long video. Blow mold cases of specialty tools. Another reason why I don't get a top box is because these blow mold cases take up a lot of space, but really if you were to take them out of the cases, they'd be super unorganized. So I just leave them in the blow mold cases, and I just stick them mainly over here. Serpentine belt tool, gear wrench, Matco super deluxe kit I got from Craigslist for 80 bucks. This is why I don't need that other cheap gauge. I used this the other day to diagnose a misfire on a 3.6 Grand Cherokee, misfiring pretty bad, dead miss. Diagnosed it as a leaking exhaust valve on cylinder number 6, which is cylinder number 2, which is on the left bank, which is known for misfires. Did a leak down test. It failed, 80% leak down. So I replaced the entire cylinder head. It was under warranty, and it paid like 11 hours or something like that, which is crazy because I don't remember them paying that well. I guess Chrysler realized how much time it takes. Although when I was doing them regularly, cylinder head TSBs, I was busting them things out in like 4 hours. Here's a Matco cylinder compression kit for the twist style calipers, puller and installer set for power steering. This is an awesome set. I've used this a couple times, not a whole lot, but enough. OTC ball joint set, just the basic set. I've got a couple adapters that I bought from Amazon for Jeeps, and for your average vehicle it'll work, but it's not the biggest set they have. I want to get a snap-on one because they're really nice. And the C vice grip things, or whatever it's called, the C clamp on that thing is a lot bigger than this one that's in this set. And it's just overall, it comes with more pieces. This is a Noid light set, and I know not a lot of people use this, but I've used it a couple times, and also a spark plug tester that glare on the screen. Got this for 21 bucks. I've been buying a lot of, I have a huge Amazon list of tools. Not really a high-end specialty tools, but enough to where you don't, I know how much money I should spend on my tools. And something like this, you don't need to buy, you know, a $100 tool set from the truck. You know, you can buy the stuff on Amazon and it works just as well. This I bought recently. This is a snap-on impact driver, hand impact driver I bought from Pawn Shop. All the bits, as well as the impact driver, and it's reversible. I wanted this for a long time. I kept borrowing a buddy's. Even though I've only used it a couple times, when you need it, you need it. And it was like, I bought it for like 50 bucks. So, and it's like over $100 from the truck. So, that was a good buy. Craftsman 50-piece tap and die set. I haven't used this a whole bunch, but I paid 25 bucks for it, and it's like it's like a $100 set. Paid 50 or 25 bucks from the pawn shop, and it's come in handy a couple times, not too often, but I usually don't thread too many, cross thread too many bolts. I bought this from Harbor Freight. This is a clamping dial indicator set, cheap. I wouldn't use this for very precise measurements because the dial indicator is China, made in China. It even says it on the face, made in China. But the only thing I really want to use this for is inspecting lower ball joints, or ball joints in general, especially on Chrysler trucks. I've borrowed a friend's quite a few times, so I decided to buy my own. It was like 32 bucks, Harbor Freight. Then I have also another Harbor Freight buy is a grip bolt set, puller set. Haven't used it yet. I figured I'd give it a try. It was like 15 bucks. I figured I don't use it enough to really warrant spending the money on a truck tool, or yeah, a truck tool. So I bought this, and if it fucking breaks, then I'll toss it and I'll buy a more expensive one. But for now, it's good. This is a sensor kit bought from Snap-on, but it's not Snap-on. It's Stinger 7-piece sensor socket set. Haven't used it a whole bunch, but when I needed it, I needed it, especially the sensor socket, and as well as these for O2 sensors. And then here's my electrical drawer. Oh wait, take this stuff down. My electrical drawer. Fuses. I have a whole bunch of them. Sockets, or bulb sockets, relays, more fuses, bigger fuses. Random bulbs. Sometimes these come in handy, especially when you don't feel like waiting on parts to give you your bulbs. This is awesome. This is for soldering. It's all magnetic. These pieces are magnetic, and the base is magnetic. And alligator clips on here. It holds the wires together, and you can put it somewhere because it's magnetic, and it'll hold the wires together. Versus using, which these are cool too, but they're kind of a hassle. These little brass clips. Little brass clips, not clips, but clamps. Use a special clamp, and it clamps the wire together so you can solder it. So it makes like a double secure wire. But I found it a pain in the ass, and one of the guys in the shop keeps it in his toolbox, and he's kind of a douche. So I don't feel like going to ask for the tool. So I just got something. Razors, UV glasses, as well as UV light I got from Amazon. Used it a couple times. Works great. Really bright. Snap-on test light it has that LCD screen on it, so you can read voltage. So most of the time I hardly ever have to pull up my DMM because I can read voltage right there. Torch, soldering, butane, flashlight I got from my mentor, my previous mentor. Wire strippers I got from Matco or Snap-on. It's not Matco or Snap-on brand, but I can't remember which truck I bought it from. Dielectric grease, so it's good. Super glue comes in handy every once in a while. Cheap scissors. Shrink tube. This is the good stuff. This is the stuff that comes with glue on the inside of it, so when you heat it up, it actually glues and creates a weather seal. We always get paper clips on our pay stubs, even though I have direct deposit. I always keep the paper clips because they're good to use on wiring jobs. It's a butane soldering kit, but the only thing I like about this one is that it doesn't self-ignite, so you have to use a lighter, which kind of sucks, but sometimes it's better than using the torch, because the torch kind of fries wiring and stuff and kind of makes a mess. This is a Blue Point digital multimeter. I do use, just not as much as my test light. I'm working on getting a power probe. I want a power probe because I used my coworkers a couple times and it's really awesome. You just have to be careful you don't fry anything. Craftsman lead set. I've also added some stuff in here, so it's not just what you get when you buy brand new. What else? Oh, and then my junk drawer. I just cleared it out literally today. Today we're closed. The shop's closed, but I have a garage door opener to get in. Here's my car. So I just come in here to put my new tools in here, and also to grab the tools that I bought previously so I can return them. Yeah, so this junk drawer just filled with all kinds of paperwork, but I just cleaned it out. That's it for the Snap-on. And here I have my Harbor Freight Special, which locked it. Shit. I love this thing. This thing is good, awesome bang for your buck, and you can find coupons all over online to get this for $155, I think, 99 versus $179.99. So you can get $20 off easy. Comes with gas shocks, but I took them off because I like to roll the top all the way down. Let's see what's in here. These have individual locking drawers, which is one of the main reasons why I bought it, why it's awesome. Leftover stuff, or just extra stuff that I found. A couple HVAC actuators, which still work. I keep those as spares just in case. All kinds. I have assembly grease, engine grease for assembling motors, putting cams back in, stuff to make sure they have some kind of lubrication when you start it up. Scotch Brite pads, and all kinds of RTV. Random drawer. Bungee cords. This goes with my coolant filler funnel. I hardly ever use these, just the one that comes with it. There's a 3-pronged oil filter remover tool, which I use sometimes. I use these band clamps, or these band style oil filter wrenches more often. Craftsman hose clamp plier thing. Works really well, gets in tight places. And then here's my cordless impact drawer. I keep them here because I don't have any room in my Snap-on box. Here's the Matco 1/2 inch. It's based off of the DeWalt battery platform, which is really awesome because then I could just go to Lowe's and buy new batteries without having to pay the Mac Tools price and use them on this tool, and vice versa, which is why I use this battery for my DeWalt drill, cordless drill. There's a Snap-on light I was telling you about. Neck ends, it's really bright. Snap-on 3/8, Snap-on 3/8. Here's my screw gun with the holster, extra battery for the screw gun, and here's my Mac Impact, which I love, but I'm considering getting rid of it just to kind of declutter some stuff, and I might even upgrade to the Snap-on. Well, I don't know if it's an upgrade. I've never used a 1/4 inch Snap-on one, so I don't know. Maybe you guys can give me some advice. But anyway, at the bottom of the cart, extra fluids, fender covers. Anyway, this video is already super long. I'm not sure if I'm going to edit it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to upload it. I've never uploaded a video before, so we'll see how it goes. Thanks a bunch.